r/AskReddit, what's your Cassandra syndrome story, where you predicted something bad would happen but nobody believed you until it was too late? My dad's girlfriend. I knew she was shady. Didn't know she was a grifter mixed up in art forgery scams who would try to steal everything my dad had up to and after his death. Was real glad to see the back of her, but I had to hire a lawyer. I have a friend whose wife left him. They had a toddler and a live-in foreign high school student they were sponsoring. They started fighting over child custody. I told him, get that teenage girl out of your house. He said the lawyers said it was fine that she continued to live there. 3 years later, the ex-wife listed his relationship with the teenage girl as one of the reasons he shouldn't have custody. Actually, seeing him with that girl, who still lives there, I have to say I agree. And so does the court. Ew. I heard a noise come from the waiting room bathroom at my old job and I turned to my co-workers and said, wouldn't it be crazy if the changing table fell off the wall? Cue a lady running out screaming that the changing table fell off the wall while her baby was in it. Everyone turned and stared at me like I was a witch. I am always so scared of this happening. Told a friend that another friend was bad news. I got labeled as a jealous bitch. Sure enough, the bad news friend eventually revealed themselves as someone who viewed friendships as transactional, using others for things like free food, rides, emotional comfort, ego boosts etc., but not before causing my friend a lot of additional hurt. When I was 16, my friends and I were out drinking beer and whatnot. At around midnight, I decided I had enough and wanted to go home. I was immediately labeled a loser, party pooper, uncool, whatever. I went home. After I left, they decided to go skinny dipping in a local lake. Yes, the police showed up and they all got arrested. A year later, with some of the same people, once again hanging out drinking beer, I had the same feeling. This time, I didn't listen. Yes, the police showed up again. 3 years ago, I went to the beach with my family. I told my mom not to set down our beach towels too close to the bluffs, but she said we were fine. A few hours later, the bluffs collapsed just a few feet away from us and crushed the people underneath it to death, a woman, her sister, and her grandmother. A news article said they were there to celebrate the grandmother beating cancer. It wasn't us, but something bad still happened. I remember as a kid hearing about the US invading Iraq over WMD, saying to my mom it would be embarrassing for us to invade and find nothing. I was early teens. Also, it made sense to me why Iraq neither wanted to confirm nor deny WMDs, they kept Iran at bay. In the early days of the invasion, the guy who used to be in charge of overseeing Iraq for WMDs literally went on the Daily Show to say, unequivocally, that there were no WMDs there. I feel like I'm the only person who remembers this. Teenage years, my buddies started using an abandoned house for smoke sessions. Told them that was stupid and a great way to get caught. 2 weeks later they were all arrested. Basically every fucking time I would speak up at work. And anytime you sent a cautionary email, too, if you're anything like me. COVID. Some people made fun of us for taking it so seriously. We were both customer-facing essential, disposable, workers, so we masked and vaccinated and sanitized, and showered as soon as we got home from work every night. Still, my 43-year-old husband got COVID and died. He fucking died. He was the best thing to ever happen to me and I miss him every minute of every day. The people who claim COVID was a hoax or who bitch and moan about how it inconvenienced them make me stabby. I am so sorry for your loss. Upon moving into a new house, I had a full-blown panic attack from a kick in the gut feeling of utter dread and doom that the house was going to catch on fire. Of course, I sounded insane. 2 months later the house caught on fire in the middle of the night, right underneath my bedroom door, from wiring that apparently arced after being possibly chewed on or something. I called the housing crash. I was making a good salary at the time and started looking at houses. Things were way out of my price range and mortgage brokers wanted to include my 401k as an asset to borrow against. I was like, whoa, a guy with above a median income can't come anywhere near buying a house, this is totally unsustainable. This is gonna crash. Not me, but a Chinese co-worker of my wife's came back to Vancouver, Canada after a trip to visit relatives in China. In January 2020. During a lunch break, he told everyone on staff that there was some serious viral flu or some shit going down in China, and that it was going to go global. Sure, man, whatever. Fast forward to mid-2020, and my wife made a point of good-humoredly singling him out during one lunch break and saying, just to be clear, you were right on the **ing money. NSA and their data collection on civilians. Everyone told me I was being paranoid and that everything was okay because Obama wouldn't use that power. My response was, well, what if the next president is a psychopath? I had no idea how much worse it would be than I believed it could be. I've been trying to tell people about this since the DARPA program Total Information Awareness was talked about in 2002. The sad part is that we went directly from most people not knowing, to most people knowing and not caring. Guys in my small town growing up used the abandoned house next to the high school to smoke during lunchtime time. They didn't put their butts out and caused the house to burn down. I'd rather be caught smoking cigarettes than an accidental arsonist. Bro, same thing happened at my high school. I insisted there was something wrong with my sister's then boyfriend. I had nothing but a deep-seated hatred for this man from the first second I met him. An attempted murder later, and everyone else saw it too. Thankfully it stayed at attempted murder. My friend Eli has amazing people sense. He can see things that I just can't. He told me once that one of his tells is if the person is into conspiracy theories, etc., watch out. Crooks think the whole world is as crooked as they are. And I swear he was always right. Out of the blue, my wife's ex-stepmother calls and wanted to re-establish communication. She's retired, has a good relationship with her own adult children and seems to be doing okay. Only her last husband died a little over a year prior. Red flag. I mentioned to my wife to watch out, she may be trying to get back with her dad through her. Ding ding ding. After 6 or 7 years of playing nice, she sees that my Phil isn't going to get back with her. She ghosts my wife. Wow, 6 to 7 years of playing nice. That is a long game. Sadly enough, Russia attacking Ukraine. I am from Lithuania, and summer before the war there were a lot of tensions on Belarus-EU borders, Belarus trying to create an unstable situation in the neighboring countries by pushing thousands of migrants from their borders. So when I learned about the training session for Russian and Belarusian troops in Belarus, I had this horrible anxiety that they will attack Ukraine, and people kept saying that I am just overthinking it and it will all be fine, no attacks will happen. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.